Bundys Garage, Bundy here. Hey, today we're working on a 2003 Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter. Engine designation is a 1ZZ-FE, 1ZZ-FE. Today I wanted to show you guys how to clean the throttle body. So if you look down here, so here's your engine where your engine oil goes in. This thing was a half a quart of low on engine oil, so go ahead, top that off. And then right down here, you see this wire comes all the way through here. This is your throttle body linkage, throttle cable linkage. So this wire goes directly to the accelerator pedal at your foot. And so when you push down on the accelerator, it actually moves this, there's a little butterfly valve in there, and that opens the butterfly valve and lets the car know to go faster. Yeah, so what happens over time is you get carbon buildup on the plate, on a butterfly valve on the front side and the back side. So it's good idea to go ahead and go in there and clean it out. Pretty easy preventive maintenance item to do. To gain access, right here is your air filter box. Right here you have a 10mm clamp. It's already loose, so you loosen that one up right there. You have another one right down here as well. It's actually right there. So you would loosen up that one as well. Looks like I'll need to get a 10mm gear wrench to be able to get back there and loosen up. Once that's loosened up, you can actually pull that off, right, like that. Same thing will be done down here. Once I get that loosened up, you'll be able to take this whole air snorkel off in one piece, and then you'll have access to the butterfly valve. I'm going to take this cover off. You don't need to. I'm just going to take this cover off so it gives you a little bit more room so you can see what I'm doing. So right here, past this cable, 10mm, gets that loose, and we'll take that air snorkel off. Now listen, there are two different types of throttle bodies out there right now. There's ones that have wire, and there's ones that don't, that actually has a little gear in there. Those are called fly-by-wire throttle systems. If you have a fly-by-wire throttle system, you do not, I repeat, you do not want to do what I'm about to do, because on the fly-by-wire system, there's a little motor that would sit in place of this wire. And what that means is on the bottom of your accelerator, when you push down on the pedal, it sends a signal to the motors here on the side of the throttle body that actually moves that plate. I don't know, maybe that's what the cause of some of those Toyota accidents were a few years back. That being the case, because they would get out of a uncontrolled acceleration, if that happened to me in my Toyota, all I would do was throw the transmission into neutral, and it would just coast. The engine would keep revving, but it would just coast. You could just coast to a stop instead of slamming into a wall. So anyways, like I said, I'll do a video on that one too. But yeah, if you have a fly-by-wire throttle body system, you won't see any of these wires, any of this assembly. If that is the case, do not try to push on the butterfly valve, because there's little gears inside where the motor actually works, and you'll rip those gears apart. And the throttle bodies can start anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to replace, and that's an expense you do not want to have. So right there's the butterfly valve. As I operate it right here with my hand, you can see it open and close, right? So next thing you want to do, so on the fly-by-wire system, you can push these with your finger, but if you push these with your finger on the fly-by-wire system, like I said, there's a gear inside the mechanism that'll be ripped apart, and the throttle bodies are not cheap. You can actually see right here, here's 4 bolts that hold this thing on. It probably wouldn't take very much to get this thing off if you wanted to take it off and clean it on a bench. These are 10 or 12. So these are 12mm bolts that hold this throttle body on. Looks like there's 4 of them. So yeah, next thing you're going to do, so you can see right down there's some carbon buildup, and when I open up the butterfly valve on the back side, you're going to see black stuff. Let me try and get a shot for you of that. See how black? That's all carbon buildup on the back side of the valve, and then on the front side of the butterfly valve. So you want to get yourself a rag, and you're going to spray brake cleaner onto your rag, and then work around inside of here to get all the carbon off. Then you can spray down in here as well on the back side on this part and get the carbon off as well as that. The main reason you want to do this is because sometimes the carbon gets so bad As the butterfly valve opens and closes, the carbon is built up so much the butterfly valve actually gets stuck, and you'll feel a hesitation on your accelerator pedal. Probably something I haven't felt before. So it's a good idea as a preventive maintenance item is to go ahead and clean this throttle body out every 50,000 miles. So I'm using O'Reilly brake parts cleaner. Go ahead and use that to clean out the throttle body. Spray it on your towel. Once you get your towel saturated, go ahead, just start working it around. You'll start seeing carbon come off. And once we get the outside done, you can also spray it in there directly a little bit. If it's real bad, you can let it sit for a little bit inside there. And you can actually even open the throttle body once your towel's saturated. If it's saturated enough, you can just let it sit on top of there as the chemical works. So go in there and clean the top plate right there. Just go in there as deep as you can with your finger. Clean out all the carbon you can get. Like I said, if it's really bad, you can let the towel soak over there overnight if you want. Or in a really severe case, you can actually take the throttle body off altogether and clean it on the bench. After you do this service on the throttle body, you might notice that's a little bit hard to start. The vehicle hard to start. You might see some white smoke at your tailpipe. Do not be alarmed. That's normal. That's the brake cleaner eating the carbon, and it's just a residual that fell back into the intake from spraying it down the throttle body. So a little bit of white smoke after you do this service is normal. Not a big deal. So don't be alarmed. The key thing you want to remember is where the butterfly plate actually hits onto the outside edge of the throttle body. You want to make sure that's clean, because if there's a lot of carbon buildup, like I said before, and the butterfly valve is sticking, then you're going to notice it at your pedal. So just work it all around. Put some more cleaner on here. Open up the throttle body. Work it on top. Work it on the bottom. Like I said, I'm just going in there, cleaning the back side of the butterfly valve, cleaning the outside tube of the throttle body on the bottom here, as well as the top. If it's really bad, go ahead, take the throttle body all the way off. Just four 12mm bolts. Hold it on. It shouldn't be too hard to get off. It's already looking better. Looking shiny on top, on the back side. Elbow grease gets the carbon off on the inside of the throttle body. This is being done on a Toyota Corolla with a 1.8 liter 1ZZ-FE engine. Just work it. Your car might be a little bit different, just depending on the setup of what you have. But the principle is the same. Just clean out as much carbon as you can. When I'm done with this, I'll go ahead and put the top cover on the engine. I just took that off so you could see a little bit better. You didn't need to take it off on this car, and then I'll put the air snorkel back on as well. Just good old-fashioned elbow grease in a can of brake parts cleaner. If you have found any of my videos helpful, please consider subscribing to Bundys Garage on YouTube. Questions, comments, concerns, you can always reach out to me at bundysgarage@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Bundys Garage. And like always, I'll keep them rolling for you.